Everton do have the former Burnley manager in Sean Dyche, who a big win. Who did now? I don't remember who they won against. Who did they play?
They beat Forest, right?
No.
Everton?
Yeah, Everton won again. Why am I forgetting? Brentford.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They, I don't know if you saw the goal from Dwight McNeil. He scored 38 seconds into the game, absolute banger.
Jesus.
And then, as Everton does, there were no goals after that. So the game got exciting very quickly.
They parked the bus as soon as they got a lead. They said, all right.
No, you know what? Everton at home for especially since Sean Dyche has managed, looked like Everton of old, of just a pragmatic team that just does their best, holds on to the ball, defends well, tries to get
the Sean Dyche system. You bring him in if you're facing relegation,
right. And like maybe we'll score on a set piece here and there, and that's what they did in this game. Brentford didn't really have that many great chances, and Everton had more. There was a goal taken back because of a handball from Damari Gray. But this is especially at home. Look, I said this to Alexis a couple of weeks ago. I'm just like, if Everton can win, if they win one and lose win one, lose two, lose three, or get a point.
Yeah, where are they sitting now? Are they like in 14th?
They are currently in 15th. But this is actually a pretty crazy situation right now in the Premier League, because last place to 12th place is only a 5-point difference. So every week
this is going to be an interesting spring. Yeah.
Any of 8 teams or 9 teams can be in the relegation zone on any given week. But everybody's trying to guess who is going to end up relegated. But if out of your best guesses, looking at this list, how are you feeling? Who do you think is out?
Oh, God, sadly, shout out my buddy Lee Hudson. I think Southampton is just they're flailing. They've had some amazing wins this year, but I don't think I don't think they got it, and I think they're going to stay down there in the bottom 3. And then it's hard because like all these teams have good systems, but I think you're probably going to see Bournemouth is probably going to go out, and then I maybe even want to say a Leicester.
Yeah, I could see Leicester going down. Leeds is the one, and again, my American bias is wild because obviously there's 3 American players in the midfield for Leeds United in Weston McKennie, Brendan Arrington, and Tyler Adams.
I don't think they can go down. I think it's possible.
It is possible,
but I don't think
they better not.
But that's a big club. I think that they have a lot of money invested in them, and I think that. I think we're days away from a parachute cord being, something has to happen.
Yeah, I think for the most part, year in and year out, you're like, what clubs will get relegated. They all look. Yeah. The 3 that get relegated look like they probably should be relegated.
And Leeds has put up a fight against every single top tier team. I mean, like they were the first straw that Arsenal had of the season, and it was like we couldn't get past their defense. So I don't see them going down.
They can't score. That's Leeds' problem. Bamford scored this weekend, which is good. They got a draw. And I'll even open it up to the chat. Who the hell do you think is getting relegated? Because it's really every team, even including Southampton. There's a couple games where they look pretty good. They beat Everton on James Ward-Prowse is now, I believe he's tied with David Beckham for most goals for free kicks.
Yeah,
and
he's unstoppable.
Yeah, so just having that guy there I feel like is going to guarantee you a couple points. But there's no definitive team that's been in the relegation zone that I'm like, yeah, they should be relegated. Even Southampton, who has had a terrible start. But look, Southampton wins 1 game and they're out of the relegation zone. So it's literally, it's pretty wild how close it is.
Yeah, this May 26th is going to be an insane day. Or 28th, sorry. It's going to be interesting. I feel like you know, I'm like trying to say like, well, all these like specifically like, well, Bournemouth, they got this new owner. Like there's no way he's going to let this happen. And then you look at Leeds and Southampton even has, but it's like, imagine, I mean, West Ham going down, even you guys, I mean, it's the possibilities there. I don't think you'll go down, but it would be insane to say. Everton has not been in the championship for.
No, they've never been relegated from the. Everton, they've never been relegated from the Premier League.
Yeah.
At all. So, but they've been in like before it was the Premier League. I don't think Everton will get relegated, and I'm not trying to be as like biased as possible, because I think they have a functional. You know, they have a. I think when Frank Lampard was managing, there was a. I made this critique all the time. There was just a refusal to change what wasn't working.
Yeah,
it's just like they were so poor. The morale was brutal.
Oh, I mean, I was in England when that. Where they stopped the cars leaving.
Yeah, so not a great sign.
It did not look good.
Anthony Gordon just did an interview, and they were asking him about his time at Everton, and he said, that's the club I came up with, and it'll always have a place in my heart, and all this other stuff. But he was just like, yeah, but towards the end there, when the fans were just mad at me and stopping my car from leaving the stadium, it's just like that was a difficult situation to be in. And the kid is like 20 years old, and these grown adults are being like, "Get out of my club," and all this other stuff. And it's like, and it hurts more when he's from there.
Yeah.
So it's like it feels almost personal at that point.
Yeah, I think I think Everton's starting to kind of right the ship, and you guys like more than a lot of clubs have a deep bench, and like what Iwobi's doing there is pretty phenomenal.
Sure.
Is he healthy right now?
He is. Yeah, and he's playing great. He got moved from winger to a midfielder, and that's kind of changed the dynamic of the team a lot. Iwobi's been great. He's probably our best, the guy that I trust with the ball to not lose it and not make like a poor decision is Iwobi. It's just like he's no longer. He barely takes shots in a game anymore. Like he's not the same player that he was at Arsenal.
I saw him when Arsenal visited LA, and they did like an MLS All-Stars versus Arsenal.
Right.
And he scored. I mean, he's got the kid. That kid has it. So,
but Everton, like they desperately just needed somebody to do what he is doing, and
I worry about how heavy his dreads are getting there.
I mean, look, some of us are more concerned than others, but it's all good. Look, if he keeps us up, I could care less how much they weigh.